India reversed this oval unfortunate record of the 21st century. 3 losses and 2 draws stacked up against us.
We will see. 21st century has certainly not been that great for India in terms of victories in England. We saw an absolute debacle at the Leeds where England bounced back from Lords and gave India an enormous thrashing. Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Dev from Melbourne. And with me is my friend Narayanan, joining me from Cuttak. And
Hi.
Narayanan, you got the privilege of visiting the Barabati Stadium, although not from the inside. You saw it from the peripherals and got just some sneak peeks. I'll share those pictures with my viewers, with our viewers, I mean. Narayanan, tell me, what went wrong and everything. Well, my heart keeps on sinking every time I think of that day. India had to survive the day and one more day, and we couldn't survive 2 hours.
Yeah, it's a question that is pondering for many who have followed cricket, and it's just unfortunate that we were in such a strong position. A beautiful sunny day to start off day four. I mean, it's the ideal conditions, right, for a batsman to bat at, and the pitch was providing nothing altogether. It was a good batsman's paradise, and all we had to do was uh, enhance this great partnership that Virat and Shea were having on the field. But unfortunately, somewhere we kind of like started playing those loose shots, which came back to haunt us as usual, which generally happens with every other test match that we end up losing. And this was again that, people tend to put it on, one bad session, or yeah, the intent was not there. But I'm completely against all this. I just feel that the application of the batsman is just not right in this team. Eventually, if you are a team playing catch up, there is in no way that you can suddenly turn it around and become the hunted cannot become the hunter, is what I'm trying to say, convey. I mean, it was practically almost similar to what we saw in the WTC finals on day 6, which was the reserve day that we thought that a, a New Zealand win or a draw is the only two possible results, and somewhere we felt, oh, if you score quick and score big, then you can maybe convert that into a possible India win, and perhaps the Lord's victory under 2 sessions also maybe as adding to this new mindset,
Fuel that
aggressive
mindset.
mindset, aggressive approach. Yeah, it's fueling it, and it's somewhere I think people have failed to understand that a draw is equally as good a result, if not a win. But there is a test match. The beauty of test matches is not just a win or a loss, right? I mean, it's also very few test matches get to go the entire length and play out for time, play out for draw. And in that sense, Sydney was one good memory because the entire stacks against us. One person who was on playing with one leg could see that he had a massive injury on the calf injury, Hanuma Vihari, and Ashwin on the other hand was taking all the blows, and taking a single in itself was a tough proposition. But yeah, what I was trying to come at is we were in such a good position, just 2 wickets down. Uh, Virat on 45, Shea opening the day at 91 not out. All we had to do was play for time, play it half an hour by half an hour, and it was not such a mammoth task. Beautiful sunny day. You can't even blame the weather or the pitch over here. Yes, obviously it was a new ball, but it wasn't doing much as to the way we lost the wickets. But yeah, unfortunate. Back to the same old story, and the series squared at 1-1.
Very interesting. Now, there was one important thing that came a post-match discussion in the man of the match interview, where Robinson said, all I had to do was bowl the fourth and fifth ball line consistently. I knew Virat was going to hit that, nick that. You are testing his patience. Okay, I'm going to bowl there, the fourth and the fifth line. Show me the audacity that you have. Show me the audacity, and not not audacity as in audacity terms. Show me the stupidity in the audacity that you carry. That is what I make of this. And it was so disappointing for any Indian fan to watch. Um, I was I was in a way expecting Kohli to do that. So it was nothing new. Um, I was not surprised when he did that. I was like, I knew it. He would take the bait.
Yeah, absolutely. If you look at the earlier batsmen, whoever has played for the country, yes, when a new batsman walks in or it's the start of the innings, the initial 15, 20 runs is always dicey when you're trying to find your feet around, when you're trying to fetch the ball outside off. But once you get your eye in, you generally know that the batsman is set, unless the pitch is a demon pitch. This was nothing.
Which wasn't.
I mean, yeah, and now with this lineup, even though if a batsman is batting at about 50, 60, you still fear that that one odd stupid shot or the one ball outside of fishing for it is going to come, and that's what is happening day in and day out. The opposition bowlers do understand that okay, the odd four here and there is
Yeah.
good. We can be okay with that, and a batsman at 91, a batsman at 45, you don't expect that mistakes to come up when it's a start of a new day. It's not like it's a new test match altogether. It's the same pitch, it's the same conditions, it's much better conditions. So I don't see why that should be an issue. But yeah, that's a complete technical flaw, which now I think they have to go back and work on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now there've been analysis and pictures being shown doing the rounds of social media where they've shown the last five innings how Kohli fished outside that off stump on the fifth and the sixth stump and got out, caught in the slips or the wicketkeeper's gloves. Being a captain, a responsible person, and one of the most successful batsmen of the current times, top three in the world, they say, at least top four. And he goes on to get out every single time. There's something wrong. He has to get things sorted. Although the time is really short on his hands before the next test match, I'm sure England will exploit similar thing in the next test match at the Oval. They could have taken a leaf out of Rohit Sharma's book on the previous day. I remember how you, I, and Saurabh we were we were talking about how amazing Rohit Sharma played. He applied himself, put his head down, and was not going for extravagant shots. They could have learned something similar. Just play out the first session. Just play out the first session. How difficult is that? All you have to do is just keep the bat closer to your body. Now, I know people will say it's easy for you to sit in your aircon room and talk about players. They're doing the hard work. No, they're doing it. They're doing it day in and day out. So you expect that out of them, right? That was my little rant. Sorry.
Absolutely, absolutely, uh, absolutely. It's like just it is painful to see that a batsman who with so much of quality and talent is just repeating the same mistake over and over again, once, twice, thrice. We all understand, and yes, we are humans eventually and we are prone
Yeah.
to make mistakes, but then making the same mistake over and over again, I think it calls for analyzing oneself, introspecting, seeing, going back to the drawing board, speaking with a coach, uh, going back to what your calm mode, your calm zone, and
Yeah.
seeing where you can maybe work on it. Yes, it does add pressure on the batsman or the bowler, to be honest, even if the bowler is going through a rough patch. But you need to put in that effort and go back and see what you can improve on and how best can you improve on. And there's nothing wrong in going back to your school or state level coach as well. Just make
Yeah,
a quick call,
absolutely.
and obviously everyone is watching it and everyone is monitoring it. You can always make a quick call and see any small input that can be worked or addressed upon in the nets, and nets is the best way to go about doing that.
True. Spot on with that, Narayanan. Now, although India played some rush shots, there was some stupendous bowling display by English bowlers. James Anderson, the old warhorse, keeps firing all cylinders every time the chips are down. He comes up back rising like a phoenix. Robinson, the man of the match. Mark Wood, not so effective. I mean, not picked in this test match, but the previous one. But in all his efforts, um, go all guns blazing at the Indian batsmen. So all in all, a good bowling performance by England so far.
Yeah, completely agree. It's a great bowling performance by England, and uh, you do expect England to come back hard after the Lord's debacle, and that's exactly what they did. Obviously, they were backed by good batting performances as well to add to the root century in the first innings, but overall, it was a very good performance.
Absolutely. Coming now to the Oval match tomorrow, the playing 11 for England and India. Your thought, Narayan?
I will start off with the English over here because they are on a high, and they obviously have a good track record at the Oval as well, and
Hmm.
a few key players are coming back into the squad. So Butler is definitely going to be missing the fourth test
Yeah.
because there was concerns, whether he may miss the fourth or the fifth. But yeah, he's definitely taking a paternity leave to be with his wife for the birth of his kid. So Butler goes out. So I guess Bairstow will
Besto.
go into the keeping role. Bairstow will go into the keeping role for them. So if that would mean Oli Pop may get a chance to come into the squad in the lower side of the batting lineup. And
Hmm.
I personally see Sam Curran missing out at Oval, and Mark Wood and Chris Folks. One of these two is definitely going to make it. Chris Folks definitely adds more to the batting side of the
Yep.
lineup as well, apart from his good bowling performances. So unless they decide to rest Overton, which
Mm.
I don't see any reason why they should drop Chris Overton. But I see Woakes getting a call over Wood for tomorrow's
Yeah.
game for the bowling side, and Pope getting a call over Butler, as we
Butler.
all know, and Bairstow
Yeah.
going into the keeping duties.
Yeah, true. I also feel Chris Woakes should come in. It's been a long time we haven't seen him in action. He definitely is a good replacement for Sam Curran because both of them, decent lower order batsmen and good with the ball as well. Now,
Yeah.
on the other hand, the Indian team, what changes would you be coming through? Now, Virat Kohli has already said he will definitely go in with five bowlers. Now, the interesting thing will be, does Ravi Ashwin get a chance in or no? I don't see him coming in tomorrow.
I'm definitely seeing Ashwin coming in because Jaddu is injured and in the hospital. So
Oh,
I don't see
that's
him
news.
rushed
Oh,
back in.
okay. Then I might have to
Some
take my
toe
words back.
injury, but they haven't
Oh,
declared that he is completely unfit for tomorrow's test match.
hmm,
But
okay.
I do see Ashwin coming in place of Jaddu for tomorrow's match. Uh,
Mm,
More so because we sorely missed him in the Headingley test, and
yeah.
I do believe that he would have added a much more better impetus as a spinner than what we went in. So
Mm,
I'm looking at three possible changes for India. One would be Hanuma Viari coming in as a replacement for Ajinkya Rahane
hmm,
in the middle order, Ashwin coming in place of Jaddu, and
yeah.
I see Umesh coming in place of Ishan.
Mm. You've seen the inclusion of Prasid into the squad, the 15 for this test match. Prasid Krishna. He's been included into the squad. So surprise for him. Um, I mean, good decision to have the youngster come in. Will boost his morale a lot. But yeah, having known about Jadeja now, I also see the possibility of Ravi Ashwin getting a nod, a go ahead in this test match. Then I would like to see Shardul Thakur in instead of Ishan Sharma because he does get you some good swing, late
Yeah,
swing as
yeah.
well as he can be in the wickets as well.
And a handy batsman as well.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
English conditions are completely different to what we face in other countries, especially Australia or India. So
Yeah.
I really want to see. I kind of personally like Umesh Yadav. So
Mm.
and taking nothing away from Shardul, I would love to see Ishan getting a game uh, in in England tomorrow. But yeah,
So
I
Ishan,
but I'm still going with three changes. What about you?
so no, you're saying, hang on, you just said Ishan getting a game. Who do you get in
No, no.
Umesh Yadav for?
Umesh getting a chance over Ishan.
Okay,
Ravi Ashwin coming in place of Jattu,
Jadeja,
and
yeah, and
Hanuma
Hanuma
Vihari
Vihari,
coming in place of Rahane.
yeah. To what I would like to say, I would like to say like to see Hanuma Vihari come in for Rahane. To some extent, I don't think Kohli might change that. I think Kohli might still go ahead with Rahane as a last chance for this test match. I think definitely, I agree with you in case of Ashwin. If Jadeja is injured, Ashwin definitely comes in. And I would love to see Shardul Thakur. So these are the two changes that I think. I would love to see Anuma Viari come in, but I think Kohli will be adamant and still give one more game to Rahane. So that's my
Do you
11.
see Hanuma Vihari as the good possible replacement to Rahane, or would you pick one of the
I
other kiddos who are in the squad, like
Sky?
Surya Kumar Yadav, or
No.
yeah,
For me, Sky is still for one dayers and T20s at the moment. He still has to wait for his chance in the big test 5-day format. But definitely, I would love to see Vihari in. But I told you, Kohli might just stick around with the batting lineup as it is, despite the fact that the batting lineup was in fact the one that was disappointing. If
the risk
Rahane,
is if he does stick around with the same lineup and we do end up losing from a possible winning situation, now we will be trailing the series. So
yeah,
would Virat be willing to take that risk? I don't think he's now desperate for a win in England. It's no more about trying and testing your bench strength. I think it's about wanting your best 11 on the field.
yeah, exactly. So he does it. That's the reason why he believes in Ajinkya. He said in one of his interviews that he doesn't bother what is being talked about his players. He has the faith in his players, and he wants them to play their natural game, stay away from all the talk. So that's where I felt he might stay. He might let Rahane stay. But yeah, if I were to pick, I would definitely pick Vihari, just like you. Um, yeah, so that's my playing 11. Any last words before we wrap it up? Like win the toss, bowl first, bat first. What would you do?
I just hope. I'm sorry, Dave. I think you should stop asking me predictions because
I
we
didn't.
have had
I
this
didn't ask you
conversation.
who'll win the match. I'm
Because
just
that's
asking.
exactly my fear, right? I mean, what if that comes true over the larger scheme of things? The eventual result comes the other way. So, like, I wouldn't care much about the toss for tomorrow.
Hmm.
It's about, I think, seeing how the conditions are. You could see that anyone who wins the toss, if it's cloudy, you're going to definitely put the opposition batting in. And it was a very good, bold call by Virat to go batting first. eventually over the 4 days lost the plot, and we lost it in about 1 hour 45 minutes on day 4 itself. But yeah, toss I don't think is much of a crucial at the Oval. I
I
believe
think
the
it is.
conditions at the Oval is going to be
Yeah,
very similar to Headingley.
yeah.
So
It would be
I
polar
don't think
friendly.
toss is so much crucial. Yeah, so it's going to be very similar. So it all depends on.
But
I want the best 11 and the best
yeah,
firing 11, to be honest, because
yeah,
even now the best 11 doesn't fire. It doesn't matter. I want the best firing 11.
yeah. Interestingly, oval pitch has always been a good pitch. It gives help to both batsmen and bowlers, more so because of the English conditions to the bowling side. But it would be interesting. I if I were to choose, I'll still go bat first. That's very there's an unpopular opinion there. I'll play out the first day, keep my wickets in hand, because second day onwards the pitch becomes better. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much again for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you sometime in the test match. Thank you. Bye. Good night.